So after the war between the Puritans and the Pequot, the Puritans say, hey, to the leftover natives, you want to move into praying towns and we're going to convert you to Christianity. So they move the natives into praying towns, the Pequot into praying towns, in order to convert them. But guess what they were also doing? They were taking their land at the same time. So the Puritans moved the Pequot into praying towns, but they're taking their land. Now, as the first generation of Puritans died off, it became harder to convince people to take the full plunge into the church. So in order to maintain the church's influence, the church allowed people to just get baptized and agree to the creed, rather than going through the full experience. This became known as the halfway covenant. So the halfway covenant, real basically, is a halfway of getting into the Puritan church. And if you want to know more about the halfway covenant, there you go. Now, the halfway covenant ends the big-timeness of the Puritan church and society, and it may have sown the seeds for the first great awakening in the colonies. So the halfway covenant, it ends that big-timeness of the church, and it may have sown the seeds for the first great awakening. Now, in 1675, a massive Native American rebellion breaks out, and it's known as King Philip's War. The natives were at first successful, but guess what? They quickly run out of ammo. So after the natives were defeated, many of them fled to places in the north. Many of them fled to places like Canada. So in 1675, a massive Indian rebellion broke out named as King Philip's War, and it caused many of the Native Americans to flee. And if you want to know more about King Philip's War, there you go. Now on to the Spanish, the I kill you people, or you could be a slave. This is about Spanish explorers in North America. So encouraged by their eating of all the resources of Mexico, the Spanish explorers say, well, we're going to push into North America. So encouraged by their vast eating of the resources in Mexico, Spanish explorers push into North America. So in 1539, Hernando, I kill you, de Soto pushes into the southeast U.S. from Florida. And guess what? He kills some natives in some wars. So in 39, Hernando, I kill you, de Soto, kills some Indians in the southeast of the United States, of the future United States. And here's some more about Hernando, I kill you, de Soto. Now in 1540, Francisco I. Vasquez kill D.U. Coronado, you see what I did there? Pushes into the Rio Grande Valley from Mexico. Now Coronado, guess what he did? Killed some natives and wanted some stuff as he looked for this mythical kingdom of riches he heard about. So Coronado killed some natives and he wanted some stuff from the natives as he looked for this mythical kingdom of riches that didn't really exist. And here's some more about Coronado. Now, after Coronado, Spain said, no to North America until the 1560s because they wanted to use North America to defend it against pirates, but not really the peg-leg type. There were pirates, there were people, especially British people, that were taking stuff from Spanish ships. So Spain gives up for a while, but then they wanted it to defend against pirates. Now on to the French, and this is do we really have to talk about them people? So this is about French explorers, and the answer to that question is unfortunately yes. Now, Veranzo and Cartier are French explorers that sail for the New World looking for a northwest passage, and leave it to the French to look for something that isn't really there. And they end up landing at the mouth of the St. Lawrence River, and they claim it for the French king. And they build a fort there, and they establish Quebec. So Veranzo and Cartier, they claim the St. Lawrence River for the French king, and they establish Quebec. And if you want to know some more, there you go. Now the French, as they're in the north, they don't really have a lot of conflicts with the natives because they don't want to go really far into Canada and get the fur that they need. So they don't have a lot of conflicts with the natives because the natives are bringing them fur to trade.